I'm sorry. Is there anything I can assist the two of you with?
We want to become official Genius Invocation TCG players, but we have to pass the test first, so we need to beat 3 players in a duel. Our Casket of Tomes led us to you.
Oh, I see. Unfortunately, I'm on duty right now. Are you quoting the Knights of Favonius handbook at me? So be it. Then let the duel begin.
Let's go.
Freeze!
Gosh, I lost. You're remarkably good at this, considering how new to the game you are. Let's play again when you have some time. But ideally, not when I'm on duty.
We did it! Now we have 2 victories under our belt. Let's get back to the cat's tail. Paimon wonders who Prince is gonna pick as our final contestant.
I sensed that she had what it took to become an official TCG player, but she has returned to the tavern more quickly than I had expected. Defeat the opponent I have arranged for you, and you shall become an official TCG player. I look forward to watching this game immensely. Not just Prince. I can't wait either. Come, your opponent is waiting for you in one of the private rooms.
She won't lose to them, whoever it is. Right, Traveler?
What ho, fellow voyager of the stellar void. Yes, even I was briefly discountenanced when I heard the tidings of your sworn oath to become the thrice victorious. But so be it. You who are enslaved by dueling desire, be released from your shackles into the glorious arena of gladiatorial combat. Step forth, O brave challenger. Your princessin grants you an audience. Hearken well. The wretched clock chimes yet again, as the declining light of the day grows dimmer still.
Pardon my directness, but we have not been waiting that long. Mein Fräulein could afford to be a little less impatient.
Huh? Paimon knows those voices.
Your opponent sounds anxious to begin. Do not delay. That's what Prince said. Please enter and enjoy your Genius Invocation TCG duel.
Paimon knew it! It's Fischl and Oz!
Who else but the princessin? For, as the name of this hallowed rite suggests, only when the wisest of heroes is summoned can the master of cards hope to be crowned the champion. This path is a treacherous one. It must be tread with great caution, for eternal doom and damnation are but one wrong step away at any given moment. That is why none is more suited to appear in this audience chamber than the princessin, whose Aug de Verurtelung des großen Kaleido-Phantasmus has witnessed 10,000 battles across 3,000 worlds.
Oh, is that right?
Indeed. Mein Fräulein has watched many games of Genius Invocation TCG, and has gained a solid grasp of the rules. Even in a duel between beginners, it is best that both participants are well versed in them.
Oh, that's true. Ah, this makes sense now. Prince did say that he was gonna pair us with someone of a similar skill level. Guess that means Fischl hasn't been playing that long either.
The princessin needed but a single glance at these mere machinations of mankind to discern their working principles. Thus, with speed and brilliance paralleled by lightning alone, do I now arrive here at the gateway to yonder circle of secrets.
Mein Fräulein, too, has bested 2 opponents thus far, and is therefore one step away from becoming an official TCG player.
So there's a lot on the line, huh? Either Fischl or the Traveler is gonna come out of this duel as an official TCG player!
Indeed.
The princessin herself heeds the call of fate and descends to this realm from the Immanakreich. Yet still, you dare to doubt the inevitability of the inevitable. Your stubborn foolishness is contemptible.
Mein Fräulein, I implore you to consider less odious turns of phrase, lest you be forced to feast on your words in the fullness of time.
What? I shall not lose, Oz! What say you, Outlander? Do you wish to make an enemy of me, the Princessin de Verurtelung, who even now begins to strum the strings of fate that shall sound out the traveler's requiem? Then I say it is time to see what you are made of.
Let's finish this swiftly.
I summon thee!
Dodge this!
Freeze!
Out of the way!
Stand clear.
Oz, reveal thyself!
One shall.
This is but a small sacrifice necessary to achieve ultimate victory!
Dynamo hypostasis emulation. This is just...
What happened? Oz, with lightning twixt upper and lower mandible, strike thy pointy beak into this obstacle and remove it from my path!
Mein Fräulein, I cannot simply attack the traveler.
Dodge this! Let's go. I'm not done.
Impossible! Ugh, the cursed dragon looms near once more, casting its dark shadow on the slender threads of fate, hiding them from my vision. Traveler, was even this part of your plan?
What a truly ingenious plot, and what an exciting duel to witness.
Congratulations! You've won 3 duels now. That makes you an official TCG player. Yeah! Oh, Sucrose, you're back! Does that mean... Yep. I've won 2 games so far. When I got back, I heard you were in the middle of your final duel, so I came over to watch. Nice! Sucrose won 2 as well! Great work!
It seems I am forced to admit, fellow voyager of the stellar void, that your mastery of the cards is second to none. To commemorate your glorious ascent to a battlefield beyond this lowly mortal realm, I grant thee an incarnation of my majesty in miniature. As you embark on this ingenious vocation, may you wield it in battle against all your fated foes, that not a single one of them may be left standing.
Mein Fräulein wishes to give you a Mein Fräulein character card.
Wow! It's Fischl's character card!
'Tis a mere token of such. To the victor of this splendid duel is a boon of commensurate splendor due.
Oh, excuse me, ma'am. I am also a beginner who has won 2 games so far. Might I also have the honor of joining you in a duel? If you would be willing, of course.
Nothing would delight me more. I hereby grant you permission to join me in performing the hallowed rite of genius invocation.
One other thing. When I got back, Prince and Shuyan said there was something they needed to give you if you managed to become an official TCG player. Probably not. Oh, Paimon bets it's some kind of prize for making it as an official TCG player. Let's go get our prize!
With 3 electro dice, I summon my eternal familiar...
Ah, so it was you who won the duel in the end. I knew you'd do it. Congratulations! You are now officially recognized members of the Genius Invocation TCG community. Very well done. Now, I will explain to you what becoming an official TCG player entails. The first thing all new official TCG players receive is their TCG Player's Handbook. This handbook tells you exactly what you need to do to become a top-tier TCG player. Make sure you read it. Secondly, a range of Genius Invocation merchandise is now available for you to purchase here at the Cat's Tail. So you see, becoming an official TCG player is really just the first step. And thirdly, whenever you wish to play a game with a friend, you can use the invitation board there. Whoever you wish to duel against, simply invite them to the tavern for a game. Yes, it's right by the bar counter. Once you get the hang of it, you can play with your friends whenever you want. That's it, really. If there's anything else you didn't quite understand, you can always come and ask me. Yes, indeed, I'm quite sure they will. Oh, sorry, I forgot to translate for you. Prince would like to say, hope you have fun playing Genius Invocation TCG.
Wait, isn't that Tabby? What's she doing in the cat's tail? Tabby!
Ah, it's you two.
What are you doing here? Wait, and how did you get out of the Serena teapot? You can do that?
Of course I can. Ah, but this is your first time seeing me outside of the teapot realm, isn't it? Although the Adepti created teapot spirits primarily to manage and maintain their teapot realms, our movements are not restricted to those domains. For instance, there's Jade Seeker, who travels far and wide to gather the rarest treasures in the land. But it is true that I, in contrast, rarely leave the teapot realm at all.
Ah, Paimon gets it now. Huh. Well, since you so rarely leave, what's the occasion today?
As curious as I am to know how the drinks here differ from those in Liyue. No, in fact, I was sent here for a reason.
What reason is that?
And as it happens, it has something to do with the Traveler, too. Well, as I'm sure you've discovered, with the rising popularity of Genius Invocation TCG, inviting a friend to a duel in the tavern has become a fun way to pass the time. There's just one little problem. Many invitees currently have to travel an enormous distance to get here, turning the whole thing into quite an ordeal. I have therefore been sent here to create a little game room using the same Adeptus art as is used to construct teapot realms. That way, anyone with an invitation will need only to think the thought, and they will instantly appear in the game room. You will be free to use the room whenever you wish to invite a friend to duel, and it will be far more straightforward for them to take you up on the offer.
Wow! This'll make things much easier! But what if Margaret finds out? She's not gonna get mad at you for renovating her tavern with your Adeptus arts, is she?
That shouldn't be a problem, since the realm will not be physically located within the Cat's Tail. Besides, we obviously sought the owner's permission in advance. She was quite enthusiastic. Oh, Liyue's Adepti arts sound pretty useful. Could you double the size of the tavern while you're at it? Unfortunately, my mastery of Adeptus arts is not sufficient to achieve this.
Huh. Yeah, that does like something Margaret would say.
Anyway, it's great that you're here. I was expecting to have to wait until your next visit to the Teapot Realm to fill you in. Right then, let's get started. Okay, that should do it. Over to you. Now you can invite friends to duel with you in this room wherever in the world they are. I hope it serves you well. Oh, and I almost forgot. A guy from the tavern wanted me to say this to you. Hope you will have fun playing Genius Invocation TCG. Maybe you're not... If you ever have any questions about the...
Traveler, please, over here. It has been a while since you joined the Adventurers Guild. Are your adventures going smoothly? Is that so? Apart from your own skills, reliable teammates are also indispensable when adventuring. Another person to count on is always good after all. But recruiting such dependable companions is no easy matter, is it?
Yep, and it's even harder to get a guide as good as Paimon.
Ah, yes. I do have some information that may be of help to you. Let me consult our records. Ah, there it is. There's been a certain blonde stranger who arrived in Mondstadt lately, dressed in most unusual clothes.
Blonde. Dress is all funny. It feels like Paimon's heard this one before. Wait, do you mean... Does that stranger's face look anything like hers?
Like the honorary knights? No, they couldn't look more different. This stranger is a very tall man, and even has an eye patch.
Seriously? How does this have anything to do with Kaya? Eye patches can't prove that you're related anyway.
That stranger declined the guild's invitation, so I can't say that I know anything about the relationship between him and Mr. Kaya. Nonetheless, you can look for him if you're interested. Perhaps he might accept your commission instead. After all, it is not uncommon for some adventurers to not want to be limited by the guild, but be happy to accept a fellow adventurer's requests. And should the stranger be a strong adventurer indeed, he would certainly be a big help on your journey. Please don't talk down on yourself like that. You are the honorary knight of the Knights of Favonius, after all. Your deeds are the stuff of song for all the bards in the city, even now. Well, as to further news about him, you may want to ask Mr. Lawrence. He stands guard at the city gate, so he may know something about that stranger. I wish you every success, adventurer.
Honorary knight. Is something the matter? A stranger with an eye patch. Let me think. Oh yeah, I remember seeing someone like that. A blonde stranger dressed in unusual garb. He was wandering all over Mondstadt at first, which I found rather suspicious. So I decided to keep an eye on him for a while. I lost him pretty quickly. Still, I didn't think that this was such a huge matter that we needed our outrider to pursue him by air. As long as Master Jean is here, there's nothing to fear from some suspicious, unusual-looking person.
That might be true, but if it were up to Jean, she'd take this way more seriously.
That is true. But on the other hand, knowing that Master Jean may overreact to the situation is all the more reason to not tell her, no? Anyways, oh yeah, he was at Wagner's smithy for a while before I tried telling him. He might have said something to Wagner. You should go ask him. Maybe he has more news about our stranger.
What? You need something? Here, I remember him. He showed up a few days ago asking to buy a bunch of forging materials. Can't say I've heard of any of the materials he mentioned, though. He then had a look at the weapons in my shop before leaving. I've heard that he can be found drinking at the Angel's Share. If the Knights of the Guild want to get hold of him, that's the only place to be.
The Angel's Share? Well, Master Diluc probably has his eye on that stranger too, then. Anyway, let's go to the Angel's Share and have a look.
My strength still fails me.
Take your pick.
Jules from Liyue. Come take a look.
What will it be? Grape juice or apple cider?
Hey, Charles! Have you seen a blonde stranger who wears an eye patch around here by any chance?
That I have. He comes here every night. Just to drink, though. Doesn't order anything else. He even sometimes mixes his own drinks after he orders them. I don't know anything else about him, but from his selections and mixes, I'd say that he's quite the connoisseur.
And what's Master D-Luke's opinion?
Why, I just gave it to you. Quite the connoisseur.
Investigating everything as always. Guess that's D-Luke for you.
If you're looking for that gentleman, he ordered some new bottle of wine in advance yesterday. So he should be here today, too. There's too many raucous patrons on the first floor, so if you want to wait, best to go to the second.
I need to learn to handle my booze better. Another.
Ah, welcome, sir. The wine that you previously ordered is here.
He's really here? Let's go downstairs and have a look.
Come, my friend. Wine and adventure.
Even if you are a close friend, I can't give up.
Wow, he's got no intention of paying us any mind, huh?
A traveler, you say? Why are you traveling? Well, that's as good a reason as any. Sit down over there, then.
So, guess we've broken the ice. What a weird guy.
That little one beside you.
That's not true, and you know it.
It's indeed a good thing to have someone accompany you on your travels. My name's Dainsleif. I suppose you have some business with me? Sure.
And he was so cold just a moment before. Paimon's got a bad feeling about this.
But I will require advance payment. 500 mora, and 3 answered questions. The 500 is a one-time fee, and we'll settle the questions in a moment. That's it.
Well, now Paimon's got a really bad feeling. That kind of compensation can't be right.
Ah, thank you. Now as for my questions, I'd like you to answer them here and now. The answer to a question says nothing about right and wrong, only about differences in attitude. I only wish to know what your choices are. You need only answer. Question 1. The crisis Mondstadt faced was resolved by an alliance between yourself and that Animo Archon who calls himself Venti. Who, in your view, was the key to ending that crisis? I know everything that I should. Well, answer the question. Is that your answer? I see. Question number 2. Rex Lapis, who has defended Liyue Harbor for millennia on end, used his gnosis to lay down a contract to end all contracts. of which the stipulations are still unknown. Who do you think will defend Liyue Harbor in the future, now that they've lost their deity? So that's your answer? I see. Now for my final question. This world has people who gained visions, and those who did not. Which of the two do you think hold more importance in the eyes of the gods? So, this is your answer then? I understand. As I thought, you really are similar to him. I'll take that 500 mora. And now I also understand your views on this world. As we agreed, you may now commission me. That said, I only take commissions related to the Abyss Order. Like you, I am currently on a journey. You intend to find your sibling, while I wish to oppose the Abyss. Ugh. Those creatures that serve the Abyss are the fangs and claws by which the Order spreads chaos in this world. I have come to Mondstadt this time while on the trail of an Abyss Herald.
An Abyss Herald?
An even more twisted abyssal being, one that commands the Abyss Mages.
Oh, that's right! We've just been fighting against the Fatui and Liyue, who are human too! We haven't encountered the non-human Abyss Order at all!
There's some reason behind that, I'm afraid. It's possible that they may have been under orders to avoid your path.
Oh, that does sound pretty dangerous. Maybe they're looking for a better time to ambush us or something. Uh-huh! We're super-duper strong!
That manner, it's just like his. Well then, let's go see for ourselves, shall we? According to the leads I have on hand, the Abyss Order has re-infiltrated the Temple of the Falcon. Let's meet up at the temple. Perhaps your questions about the Abyss will be answered there. This abandoned temple does bear some marks of the Abyss, the Falcon of the West. Though it can soar in the wind, it ultimately does naught but hover under the light of the gods. Oh, it's nothing. Let's head inside. The scent of the Abyss is getting stronger. It's not far now.
Paimon wonders what the Abyss Heralds look like. Do they look something like the Abyss Mages?
Let's head further in first. If we do see that creature, that'll spare me the explanation either way.
spark things up a little.
Wind, hear me!
Get them!
We shall prevail! Ha! Ha!
Just a few abyss mages? Seems like that herald might have already left. The abyss. It is chaos, and it is also destruction. It is a morass of inconceivable madness that encroaches upon this world's very foundations. That is why even the Dragon of the East, a servant of a deity, was unable to resist its corrosive powers. And the creatures of the Abyss desire nothing less than the overthrow of a world ruled by the Archons.
You seem to know a lot about the Abyss, Dane.
Well, we do have some history. I suppose that's as far as chit-chat goes. We should head to Wolvendom. Judging by the traces I'm following, their next appearance may be within the territory of that old wolf. Perhaps we may find our Abyss Herald there.
Well, we're in Wolfendom now. Think Dane's waiting for us up ahead? We should meet up with him quick, in case the wolves decide they don't like him.
Lord of Wolvendom, great Wolf King of the North, sharp of fang and keen of claw, and yet dwelling here only. No, nor does it know me. I only know these things because a previous traveling companion of mine once wanted to hear its story. All right, let's go see if that Abyss Herald has stopped by here.
But where do we begin? Are you standing here because of these strange bonfires, Dane?
Indeed. See that, floating above the flames? It's an abyssal spell. Knowing what I do of the Order's habits, they've probably left similar marks behind elsewhere. Let's have a look nearby.
Do you think that those monsters by the bonfire are under the Abyss Order's control? Looks kind of scary. Let's beat them up first.
You've been a naughty boy.
Whew, that's that. Let's go check out that bonfire. Looks like this bonfire's also got something to do with the Abyss. Looks like the Abyss really has been around here. Yikes! Where did these monsters pop out from? Let's clear them out, and quick!
You're in for a little shock. Blitz.
Have you finished searching? I searched around these parts and found some signs myself, but they were left behind by abyss mages, and there was no deeper abyssal power to them. It seems that even an abyss herald would not wish to make trouble with the Wolf King of the North. We should leave as well. If there's anything praiseworthy about that old wolf, it's his territorial nature.
But now we're out of leads. Are we going to have to give up?
No. There is one more place we can go. Let's get a move on then. I'll wait for you at Storm Terror's lair. I've heard about what happened to you during Mondstadt's crisis. When you came, this place was known as Storm Terror's lair. But I suppose that this place is more lair than Storm Terror at this point. In fact, if my memory serves, this ruin has had largely nothing to do with that dragon for a long time. The first time I laid eyes upon the ruins of old Mondstadt, the dragon of the East had yet to fall, much less come to nest in this place.
Huh? But Paimon remembers that Dvalin first got in trouble hundreds of years ago.
Don't think too much about it. Do you remember the light actuators that once sealed this ruin? If the Abyss Order is interested in this location, then they will not neglect those mechanisms. Let's go see what the situation is at those light actuators.
Look! There are lots of monsters gathered over there.
Be gentle. You've been a naughty boy.
Nice and Eat this! Boba, get them!
I swear by my sword!
You're in for a little shock. Blitz.
Here!
Go as one! Oh, so in the end, we still couldn't find that Abyss Herald. Bummer.
I wouldn't call not having to gaze upon such a creature a shame exactly. Still, I do believe that you will come across one eventually.
No, you're right. If it's a really powerful monster, it would be best to go around it.
How good it would be if all perils one encounters in their journeys could simply be solved by going around them. Once upon a time, yes. I simply have experience from adventuring together with that traveling companion.
You know, Dane, you keep talking about that person this and that person that. Where are they now, anyway?
He no longer travels. I'm afraid that traveling can be too exhausting at times.
Oh, is that how it is? Well, why are you traveling alone then?
I still have some things left unfinished. Once they are done, I too will return home to rest.
Yep, and it's good to have a home to come back to, isn't it? We camp out a lot when we travel. Hey, once you find your sibling, we should find a place to stay too, shouldn't we? Mondstadt's Fisherman's Toast is pretty tasty, but Liyue's Wanmin restaurant is great too. Either way, we should settle down in a place where there's good food.
Home. Well, it won't be too late to think about where you stay once your journey reaches its end. While you're still traveling, you should...
Huh? What's familiar?
A familiar feeling, you say? It could be someone you know well, or perhaps a monster. Whichever it is, we should see it for ourselves, and thus see clearly. We can reach the top of that cliff from over there. Let's go.
Whoa, Dane moves really fast, doesn't he? Let's use that wind current nearby to catch up.
Can you still sense that familiar feeling that you spoke of earlier?
But it doesn't feel like there's anything around here. No monsters, no people, nothing.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything strange about this place. It doesn't look any different from the last time I was here. My traveling companion brought me here on our previous journey.
So, Dane, what about you? What's your favorite place?
Me? I no longer remember. I merely followed my traveling companion around on that journey. That's all there was to it. Huh? guard's footprint. A ruin guard was wandering around here? No peace to be found, even for a single dandelion.
What's gotten into you? You were just spacing out. Huh? You mean your brother? But how could that be? You only touched that dandelion for a second.
Perhaps that dandelion bears some sort of scent that only you recognize. As for why, has it perhaps experienced something related to you?
You're saying some real confusing stuff. Paimon doesn't get it at all.
Do not rush. Vexation and anxiety are the enemy of rational thought. Your journey has only just begun, has it not? At least you now know that he is still on this world. At this time, the most important thing is the journey to find him itself. Yes, and this is something you must keep in mind as the meaning behind your journey. May you find your kin at the end of that journey. Well then, let us part ways here for now.
Huh? You're leaving? Already?
Only for now. Don't worry, we will meet again. After all, I did take 500 mora and those 3 answers you gave me.
The rain won't slow me down.
Steady now, it's the final stretch. Paimon thinks you've earned yourself a new title, Favonius Fish-Catching Extraordinaire.
The pitch black whale.
Onwards. We have work.